Today we're going to be looking at a mask. Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel Kazzalistic, and hi to my new subscribers. So have you noticed anything different about me? This maybe? Do I look any different? Yeah, so what can you say to that? You can't, can you? Having one of my daft moments. So today we're going to be looking at this. Now, in order for me to be able to see properly, I'm going to have to take this off and just put my glasses on because otherwise everything's a little bit blurry and I won't be able to see whether things are in focus. So there you are. So today we're going to be looking at this mask. Now, I've only decorated mine very basically, but this is just to give you some ideas of what you can do. Now, normally you would do a mask in cotton yarn. I've done mine in double knit simply because the only cotton yarn I had has been donated to me by people like Kim and I think Kelly and Sean I think have sent me some as well. So they're all for charity. So you can't do anything with masks and charity that I'm aware of. So so this will be just kept as a plaything. So when my friend's niece comes round, I expect we'll probably be playing superheroes or princesses or something she'll think of. But I thought this would make a good Halloween thing. Now obviously you can do this in any colour. I've kept it a nice light colour. You can do it in any colour, you know. This is a Jayda and Stitches pattern. So I've used the tutorial, so obviously I will link that down in the description so you can find it. One of Jayda's masks was kind of similar to this, and one was done with the first inside rim done in red, I think it was, and the outside blue, or the other way around. But you could make it sort of like a Spider-Man, Superman type colours, but you could do it any colour. You could do it black and make it, you know, use it as Catwoman or something like that. There's all sorts of potential things you could do with this. So I'm going to go into the hook sizes and yarn first, and then we'll talk about construction. This was a super quick project. Took me, I don't know, I didn't even time it. It was about half an hour, I had to stop in the middle of it because I had to go out. It was a really quick pattern to do. So the yarns I've used are pretty much all the same, bar one. And these are all scrap balls that I've had that I've just caked down with what's left. So this is a brilliant scrap busting project. So for the main base and the ties and everything, I've used Mariner double knit in the colour 040 white, which is right there. Okay. For the insides of the flowers, I've used Mariner double knit. So this is the bit that you would normally do yellow on a flower, which is shade 115 lilac white. There we go. The outside petals for the flowers are again Mariner double knit, and the shade is 017 purple. I haven't been able to get this shade since. It's a kind of a plummy purple, so I've not been able to get that since. And the last yarn I don't have a label for, but I do know it's a pink sparkly yarn which came from Poundland. I think it was called Pink Sparkle, something like that. But it's just a very bright pink with a sparkle through it, and literally it was just a remnant of what I had left. So that's made for the main body. Those were used for the flowers, and that was just used for decoration as well. So now this is interesting because Jayda actually does cover child size, adult woman and an adult man size. There's only very few stitches difference between them, which she does explain. So I'm just going to talk about the woman size because that's the one I've made. Child size literally is just 1 or 2 stitches smaller. So basically you start with a chain and then making sure that it's not twisted, you then slip stitch into the chain. You then chain 2 to make a bridge for the nose, and then you do the same amount of chains for the other side. and slip stitch it again. And then basically you just work the first round, so all round here, all the way around, you're just working US double crochets or UK trebles. And then I'm trying to think what we did in the middle now. I'm going to see, like, I only did this yesterday. Yeah, single crochet, a couple of single crochets across the bridge, and then the same again for double crochets, US terms trebles if you're in the UK, which then takes you to the underneath. Again, you do 2 single crochets, I do believe it was, yeah. And then basically you start, that's the first round. Really simple. And then the second round, so for the top of the bridge here, you've got you single crochet 2 together. That's US terms, or double crochet 2 together if you're in the UK. You then single crochet, this is all US terminology, right the way round to a set point. I think it was something like 12 single crochets. And then for, I'll do this is the back view, just so you can see past the flower. Focus a bit. And so this section here is basically 1 single crochet, chain 1, 1 single crochet, chain 1. That's US terms. If you're in the UK, obviously it's double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1. And so you get to sort of this point here, and then it's just normal single crochets back around. And you do the same on the other side. You have slightly more single crochets across the top than you do the bottom. So you basically mirror image both sides. It's really, really, really simple. And that's it for the eye part. Really super simple. And then you attach from the back with a slip stitch. You put a slip knot onto your hook, slip stitch on, and then you do a chain, which I think was chain 7 if I remember right. Now, I'm trying to think what the stitch is called because I don't do it very often. It was a, it wasn't a, I'm trying to think, now correct me if I'm right, I think it was a double treble or a treble, oh I can't remember. It's a very tall stitch where you wrap the yarn 4 times around your hook before you pull it through. I'm really sorry, I can't remember the name of the stitch. I do suffer from depression and anxiety if you're new to the channel, and sometimes remembering names and things is a problem for me, so I apologise. But basically you wrap the yarn 4 times around your hook, like you would for a double or a treble crochet. This is US terminology, or a treble, or a double treble if you're in the UK. And you pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and you keep doing that until basically down to 1 stitch. That's what that is. So you do that, you just kind of eyeball it basically how many stitches away, and so that becomes your anchor point. And then you do a chain of 55 for a woman. Now I did weave in my end, which looks like it's coming out. I didn't weave that in very well. See, I need to trim that down and weave that in very well. I did weave my ends in, Jayda didn't, so it's not obligatory. And then for the other side you do exactly the same, chain 7, the stitch I can't remember, and then which is anchored. Again, what I did is I folded it in half and just eyeballed roughly where it was so it was even, and then a chain 55. It will be different lengths for the child and for a man, obviously. And then for the flowers, which are both identical, it's just a magic ring with 10 single crochets in, and then you create the petals, which are chain 2, 2 double crochets into the same stitch as the chain 2, chain 2 and slip stitch into that same stitch, single crochet in the next stitch, slip stitch into the next one, chain 2, 2 double crochets, chain 2 into the same stitch, and so on, and you just repeat that round and you get 5 petals. Now Jayda has a tutorial for that, so again I will link the tutorial. So if I said that too quickly and you're a newbie, it's best to follow Jayda because she's much clearer than I ever will be. I then just stitch those on, And then I couldn't decide what to do. Jayda put things like beads, and she put a necklace in the middle, pendant in the middle of hers. But because I'm not really going to be using this for anything, or certainly not at the moment, I've just weaved some of the pink sparkle yarn in and out of stitches just to make it look a bit prettier. I could have of course done a lot more for it, but for what I'm using it for, I just didn't want to waste the yarn, to be honest. And it was just to give you some ideas. But of course you could do this in black, be, you know, Catwoman, Batgirl, or Batwoman, or whatever she's called. I'm not very good on my superheroes. I'm a bit rusty. I used to know them all when I was younger. You could do Superman colours, Spider-Man colours. You know, there's all sorts of superheroes that, you know, have these type masks. So it does go over my glasses. It's a little bit uncomfortable. So if you are a glass wearer, you probably would want to wear this underneath your glasses. So I would suggest testing it as you go. And that's basically it. So it's a super simple pattern, and I hope I've explained that clearly enough. There's not an awful lot to explain to it. I was surprised at actually how simple it was. So I will link Jayda's tutorial for the mask and for the flowers down in the description box. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope that's given you some ideas either for yourself for Halloween, or perhaps for your little ones. I know that kids often want masks, and I thought that was a nice easy way of doing it. I would recommend using cotton yarn. I've obviously used yarn that is 100% acrylic, which is absolutely fine, but of course you're going to have more fibres near your eyes, so I would actually recommend cotton yarn. Plus it's a bit stiffer, so it will hold its shape better, and that is what Jayda recommends. It's just that for what I was using it for, I didn't really need it. So that's it for today. I'm recording this on the back of my last video, so there is no life update, so I'm sorry for those of you that enjoyed that. As I said in my last video, it is just so that I can give myself the weekend off, a bit of self-care, because I've been very, very tired just recently with all the appointments my friend and I have had to attend. So it's just a bit of self-care, so I can have a little bit of downtime and try and recharge myself a little bit, so hope you will understand. The only little bit of news I have is that I have started a new blog. I did have an old one, which I did have a few posts on, and then I decided they weren't really crochet related, so I deleted them. Then I wished I hadn't deleted them, and one of my subscribers actually contacted me on Ravelry and said that they couldn't find anything on my blog. And to be honest, it was something I'd actually really forgotten about, even though there's always links down in the description for it. So I have started a new blog. The old blog that I was using, the website, wasn't that great. Couldn't really amend very much. Couldn't put logos up and things like that. So I've actually gone for a different one. I've actually copied my sister. Shh, don't tell her. I saw my sister was using it, and she's a bit more au fait with that sort of thing. So she's younger than me, so she's a bit more tech. My siblings are a bit more techno than I am, because they're a bit younger. So I'm the old one in the family. Yes, I've started a new blog on a completely different site. So the link for that is down in the description, in amongst with all my other links. I've only put one post up saying I've started a blog, but I am intending to put a blog up in the next few days, so do keep an eye out for that. I just thought I'd mention it. And you do have the ability to follow my blog. If you've got an email address, you can follow it, and when I do put a post up, you'll automatically see it. So one of the things I'd like to know is, what kind of thing would you like to see in my blog? Do you want it solely to be crochet? Would you like to see some stuff about mental health, stuff going on in there, bits about my life? What would you like to see? Do you want it just to be a crochet vlog? I know it's my blog, but you know, you guys are along with me for the ride, and we're a team. So, you know, I'd just be interested to know what will interest you guys, and then I will see where it goes from there. So don't forget to leave a comment about that down in the description. I'd be most grateful. Thank you to everybody for the Q&A questions. I will be collating that over the weekend, and you should have a video either next week or the week after. I've just got to get all the questions written down and sorted out. I just haven't had time to do that this week. So that's it. So I hope you're all well wherever you are in the world, and that life is treating you kindly. and that you're not too stressed about Halloween or about Christmas. People keep posting things saying 10 weeks till Christmas. I don't like that. I don't want to know. I haven't started yet. So I'm putting it off a bit. Christmas shopping doesn't start till November for me. Anyway, so hope you're all okay wherever you're around the world. I hope if you were up in Scotland or in Ireland, the end of the Hurricane Ophelia, that you haven't had too much damage and that you're safe and well wherever you are in those areas. I hope you're all okay. And we had a very bit of mild wind down here, so we got off very, very lightly, thankfully. But it was, though I know there's some people that have died further north, so I do hope that you've been okay wherever you are and that you've not been adversely affected. That's not very easy to say. I think I need new teeth sometimes, you know. Struggle to say my words sometimes. One of the words I struggle to say is so today, and sometimes it goes today, and I have to start again. But you don't ever see the bloopers. One good thing about the edit tool. Anyway, I'm going to stop here because I can ramble. So, until next time, remember to stay well, happy crafting, and until next time, please remember to stay true to yourself. Bye.